Hi, welcome back to Eyes Open Media. Hope you guys are doing well. It is December 10th, 2018. Like the video, subscribe, and share. And if you like, and thank you guys for supporting the channel on Eyes Open Media. Close to 20,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. Let's get started here. A new week, and of course, the week starts on Sunday, but in America, everybody wants to pretend it starts on Monday. But anyways, it is what it is. Um, let's see what happens this week. I think it's gonna be a crazy week, as always is in Iraq. But they need to complete the cabinet, right? So let's get started. Let's just go through what's going on here, and let's see what happens. Okay, so Abadi, the ex-prime minister or the former prime minister, Abadi, okay, says that the Islamic call to cancel the post of Maliki in the party. Okay. Now, he didn't say to cancel the post of Maliki in Parliament. He doesn't own a post. Okay. He's talking about the Dawa Party to remove Maliki and others from the leadership of the Dawa Party. Okay. The Islamic Dawa Party. Okay, they revealed on Sunday that he had submitted a proposal to his party to cancel the post of Secretary General of the party and replace all his leaders. Okay, now remember that Abadi has his own coalition as well. Okay, now I'm not sure if this coalition is under the Dawa Party. Okay, like the Dawa Party is at the top, and then these coalitions branch out under the Dawa Party. But Abadi already has his own party. Okay, and he's also part of the Dawa Party, and he's not at the same time. It's kind of weird because he created his own coalition, but yet he still remains part of the Dawa Party. I'm guessing. I don't. It's kind of weird. Okay, but he wants Maliki gone. Maliki is the problem. Maliki is the problem, and his goons are the problems, and they are the ones that run Parliament. Okay, and he just wants them to be voted out. Okay, because they shouldn't. First of all, they shouldn't be running any type of party because they're all, they're all corrupt, right? So, and then second, how does he have how is he having power in Parliament and he has no position, right? So, and then of course you heard from Abadi yesterday saying that he's going to continue to reject the vice president position. Okay, now things could change. He might accept the position at some point if they break the system and they don't vote in the corrupt, right? If the technocrats are all voted in and there's no quota, and we're back to a democratic system full of technocrats, and they raise the value and they give the wealth to the citizens, Abadi might want to be in that government, right? He might take the vice president position then, so they might hold out and see if he takes it if that happens. Sources say that the understanding for the nomination of Abadi, okay, Abadi, excuse me, that's how we usually say his name, Abadi, right? So, and he used to be what does he used to be? The defense minister, right? He used to be the defense minister, and then he got ran out of town. Remember that? Wasn't he the defense minister that got ran out of town? This guy right here. This guy right here was the defense minister that got ran out of town, and he went back to the Christian region. Remember that? And then he said Mosul and other places are completed, but they're going to play it out and delay it and make it an act, basically in like a Hollywood script, like I was talking about. They're gonna make it an action-packed type of movie, but it's already done. You know what I mean? So that's what he said before when he left, right? That's what he said. So, and they were not happy because, hey, when he spills the beans and you're delaying things so that you won't see any type of revaluation, or the citizens can't get their oil revenues and you can't raise the value because we don't have any stability and security. You know what I mean? So they kept delaying everything on purpose, and he spilled the beans on it, and they were not happy. Okay, they wanted to kill him actually. So now he's back up again. He knows how to do the defense minister position, and he would not be a proxy because he knows that position. Okay, he knows how to do that position. And I don't know much about this guy. I've seen him around for years. I've even made videos about him, saying stuff, but on Currency 365. But I don't really know him much about him like that. Okay, but I do know about him. Okay. And so he's there for interior. Okay. So not sure if he knows the position or not, or he maybe once was in that position. I don't know. But I know he was part of the parliament at one. I'm not sure if he's still part of there or not. So, anyways, let's move on. Remember, I took a whole year off, so I don't really, I stayed glued to like the big stuff, but not like what really was happening inside the government that much. Okay, so let's see here. Abdul Mahdi Victory Day, corruption from the aspects of terrorism and reconstruction campaign will include all provinces. All right. So there you go. So today is Victory Day, and they did open the green zone, I believe, today as well. To stand a minute of silence on the lives of the martyrs of Iraq in the memory of victory over the preacher, okay, over the Daesh and ISIS. All right, so moving on. Let's see here. It says the political bodies of the Alliance for Reform and Reconstruction meets under the chairmanship of Hakim and takes several decisions. All right, so I like the fact that they do have a committee led by Hakim, for reforms and reconstruction, but they're not getting anything done. So it's like they're meeting and meeting and meeting, but we haven't still seen the reforms completed, and we still don't see any reconstruction. Now they were talking about reconstruction is going to happen early parts of January, so we'll see about that. Okay, but we need to see the reforms as well. And this is a guy who's a president of Iraq. He's been talking about activate the private sector and get the economic stages going here. So Saleh once again says the victory will be achieved in eliminating corruption. Well, Fahad is corrupt, so eliminating him from the position would help Saleh. Okay, and unemployment and improving services. Well, you really kick yourselves in the butt when you're on the program rate. So unemployment is going to stay on the program rate, you're literally killing yourself. You're choking yourself out on the program rate. So you're not going to get those things that you want on a program rate. I'm sorry. Okay, you gotta free your rate, you gotta free your currency, and you have to give the oil revenues. And unemployment really doesn't become a big of a deal if the citizens are getting their oil revenue. Unemployment, they're getting checks. They're getting monthly checks now, so they can eat and they can actually invest and do other things. Okay, so unemployment literally goes away overnight once you give them purchasing power and their oil revenues and their back pay of oil revenues. Unemployment goes completely out the box, and like no one really cares about unemployment when everybody's wealthy. Okay, or at least getting some income, right? It says the Joint Operations Command issues a commemorative statement on Victory Day. Okay, so the Joint Operations America made some statements about it, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so that's cool. America making some statements. We did a lot in there. And I remember that one point when, Abadi and others were, and Maliki and others were. Maliki basically was telling Abadi to slow down, okay, slow down in the process. And we went about a week and a half with no movement on the map. You guys remember that? We were showing the map every day on this channel and my other channel, and there was no movement on the map. And then all of a sudden, boom, like the map started turning green rapidly. And before that happened, I told you guys that the United States of America, armed forces, we took the uniforms of the Iraqis and we are now disguised as the Iraqis. And some of the people that used to be on Currency 365, because they're not no longer, unless once the Iraq videos come back, maybe they'll pop up their faces, right? And hey, I'm back. I've always been supporting you. Yeah, right. Okay. Anyways, they said how that's blasphemy. How dare you say something like that? How dare you say that the Americans took these people's uniforms and are disguised as them? And then all of a sudden, boom, that the map started turning green and they were rapidly moving fast. And then we had some Iraqis that said American troops are disguised as us. And we were like, and I was like, boom. Okay, and they had to shut up and eat crow. Just like I've done many times too. I've been wrong many times as well, and I've had to eat crow as well, right? So we all eat crow at some point. And but yeah, that was crazy, right? So with the map turned green rapidly, and it was going so fast. Maliki was like, "What's going on?" And the citizens said, "The Americans are here. The Americans have taken over our uniforms, and they are disguised as us, and they are rapidly going through the buildings and rapidly getting the liberation completed." So that's what happened. Okay, so Americans said we're no longer waiting, and Maliki and them were really angry. Okay, and maybe Abadi. I don't know if Abadi was angry as well, but it did make the government of the politicians in Iraq very nervous because we literally went through there and started blitzing the whole thing, and they did not like that at all. They wanted it to last all of Abadi's time in there, and then put somebody else in, and then continue to delay. Okay, so Ali Alak, who's the central bank governor, emphasizes the need to extend the power of the law to pay off non-performing loans. Look how many non-performing loans they have. It says 6 trillion dinars in non-performing loans. Oh gosh. Okay, noting that the value of non-performing loans amounted to $6 trillion. Um, okay, 6 trillion dinars, right? So now it's not. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing that could be tricky, because are the lower notes loans? And that's going to be the tricky part, because is he talking about the lower notes that are just sitting there and not doing anything? The small notes, he did just put out the new lower notes. So the small notes and coins that are just sitting there, are those non-performing loans? Is that a loan that was given to Iraq? Are the small notes loans, right? Is he trying to trick us here? They're saying, okay, we have non-performing loans, but is that the small notes and coins that are just sitting there and been sitting there forever? You know what I mean? Since they were created in Switzerland or Sweden, whatever the place that they were created in. Now they create their money in London. I don't know why they moved, but they did. They moved. Okay. So kind of tricky there, because that could be the small notes and coins that are just sitting there and they're non-performing loans, right? Could be, or you could be talking about something completely different. Okay. He says the presence of more than 6 trillion dinars on non-performing loans out of the 37 trillion dinars. You see what I'm saying? So so they just put out numbers the other day or weeks ago that they have like 37 to 45 trillion dinars out there. You know what I mean? And so now he's saying 6 trillion of the dinars are non-performing loans. Is the small notes and coins non-performing loans? Or were they loaned to Iraq, right? Or to the central bank, right? Were they loaned to them, right? And they're non-performing because they have not been flooded into the streets, right, to be used, okay, and to start performing. That's the key. He could be talking about the small notes and the coins here, because they haven't been issued, they haven't been out, and so they're non-performing loans. Okay, that could be. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Another thing is, we talked about that there was going to be 5 trillion dinars were the small notes and was the lower notes and the small notes. I guess the 250, the 500, and then the small notes. We said that back in the day, right? We said 5 trillion dinars was the small notes and the coins and some of the lower notes, right? And then they had another 5 trillion they were going to give out to agriculture, in the industrial sector and the housing sector. Remember that? Remember we talked about that years ago, maybe 2 years ago. We talked about how there was two different sets of 5 trillion dinars. There was the one for the housing, agriculture, and industrial, and then there was the small notes with some of the lower notes. Now, so that could be also it. That's why he's saying it's 6 trillion here, because he added the 250 and the 500, and then that makes it 6 instead of 5. Okay, so that could be, I could be completely wrong on that, or we could be spot on. Okay, it doesn't really matter unless they raise the value. It doesn't really matter. Okay, but I think it's interesting on that. Um, the Arab Monetary Fund, the Central Bank of Iraq, is an example of the development role of central banks. Okay, so they're giving up props to Iraq Central Bank. Okay, so it says pointing out that the bank maintain the stability of the currency and take many measures that contribute to strengthening of the Iraqi economy. Okay, so and they did that under Abadi. So remember, they were doing all that under Abadi. So Abadi they did a good job under Abadi. Abadi allowed them to create a strong central bank, a strong. They built the reserves back up under Abadi. They did a lot of good things under Abadi. Let's not take away any credit from Abadi there. He just couldn't release the value for the citizens, okay, and the oil revenues because 9 people control parliament, okay. So and he was under a quota system. And remember, what's the guy's name? Iraqi Day. Remember Iraqi Day from Twitter? He told me personally. Remember, he messaged me and said, "Look, you're not going to see nothing until they remove the quota system." You know what I mean? So because these people are puppets, man, you have to remove that quota system. And we just thought, man, you know what, man, forget the quota system, just raise the value. You can't. That you can't because it's controlled by 9 people. You must have the technocrats in there, and it must be a cabinet full of technocrats. You cannot have a quota system and raise the value. You're not going to be able to do it. They're going to continue to bring up issues to make sure you don't do it. So Iraqi Day was on it on day one. He was like, man, I'm not even thinking about the value until 2020. Remember that? So he said hit me back up at 2020 when they remove the quota system. I think they're going to be able to remove the quota system at this time right now. Okay, so we're in either this week, next week, or by January 1. I believe that Iraq, with through faith, I'm believing, right, through that Sauter and these guys will not allow a quota system in Iraq. Okay, on this time around, they're going to go back to pre-war levels, and they're going to make sure it's a government full of technocrats because they have the majority, and so they make the rules. All right, so it says the central bank maintained a high level of foreign reserves. Yes, so under Abadi, they built the reserves back up because it was dwindling like crazy under Maliki. Maliki was stealing. They were draining the crap out of the central bank. And at one point, Alok went in there and said that there was nothing left. Remember that? Remember when Alok went in there and said, there's nothing left. Everything has been stolen. So, and the fact that the central bank can say that everything has been stolen and these guys still have access to parliament told you everything you needed to know. Okay, so the high level of reserves are back, and that's a good thing. And so now they can back their currency up by the reserves and oil. Okay, Sauter, this is report here. Sauter promotes his residents in Najaf protection for fear of assassination. And yeah, they want to kill this guy because he's the one that with the largest block, and so he's preventing the corrupt politician Fahad from getting in there. And so if they can kill him off, that would scare people as well, right, from going against them. This lady here wins a Nobel Peace Prize. I thought they already gave up Nobel Peace Prizes. So I think this is Iraq. Iraq actress wins a Nobel Peace Prize. Okay, so that's cool. And let's see here. This is the green zone. So here's the pictures of the green zone here for you guys to be able to see. Okay, so there's the picture of the green zone. They're opening the green zone, parades, opening of the green zone. So this is pictures of the opening of the green zone in Baghdad. Okay, so preliminary images of the opening of the green zone in Baghdad in front of the citizens and the movement of vehicles on the first anniversary of the victory over the gang terrorists. Now they're calling this the first anniversary, but I remember them doing this last year. Okay, but I guess because because they actually liberated last year, you wait a full year and now it's the first anniversary, right? So I remember them having Victory Day last year, right? Victory parades and Victory Day. But because it's been a year, this is the first full anniversary. Okay, so it's like when you're born and you're now 0. Then you go to month 1 and 2 and 3, and then you gotta wait a full year for your first birthday. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing. Okay, so they're opening up the green zone for the first time in about 15 years. And this is since pre-war levels. You know, they had to close the green zone for protection of the American embassy and all the other stuff that was in there and all the politicians. Okay, that became corrupt because they were closed in because of the green zone. It was closed. Okay, they thought that, okay, the green zone is closed, so now we can be corrupt and no one can touch us because the green zone is closed. Now they're opening the green zone, so now you want a government full of technocrats because you don't want corrupt people in there, because now the citizens are going to be able to come in there and cut people's heads off. Okay, so you don't want corruption in there. You want a government full of technocrats, and I believe that's what's going to happen because they opened the green zone. Right now, they're only opening up for five hours a day until the end of the year, and then they're going to reevaluate it if they're going to open it up fully 24 hours a day on January 1. Right, so let's see what happens, guys and girls. Going forward here, and we're still looking for Article 2. We got the 250s, we got the 500 notes. Now we're looking for Article 2. Article 2 needs to come out. Okay, so we didn't get a rate change yet with the 250 and 500. I think either Benny or somebody in the NAR community said that the 250 and 500 will be in the banks on Tuesday or Wednesday. So if they come into the banks Tuesday and Wednesday, will they change the rate to about 5 cents, or that range about 5 cents maybe, just to help out those notes, because the notes are literally worthless, almost a negative value if you don't change the value to at least 5 cents. So let's see what happens going forward, and we're looking for Article 2. That full Article 2 needs to come out, and we're hoping it comes out before January. Hopefully it's this month it comes out, letting the citizens know everything they need to know, and then we'll go from there, and you'll start to see celebrations, in my opinion. All right, that's it for me. Talk to you guys later. Like, subscribe, and share, and eyes open. Take care. Bye.